Moonquakes and Marsquakes, How We Peer Inside Other Worlds, Horizon magazine. Crunch, Rip, Freeze or Decay? How Will the Universe End? Nature.com. A stunning meteor shower will be visible on Tuesday night, Tyla. Amazon satellites add to astronomers' worries about the night sky, The New York Times. Astronomy, sci-news.com. Astronomy, sci-news.com. 99-million-year-old fight between hell ant and its prey preserved in amber, BBC Focus magazine. Martian sky scene, pulsing in ultraviolet light, by NASA spacecraft, The Independent. Wild yeast, algae and the science of beer and wine, Aviation Analysis Wing. Astronomers may have identified the biggest impact structure in our solar system, Science Alert. Some extreme planets have lava oceans, but do really lava are making the planet so bright? Gizmo posts 24.